Macky?
That's me.
Single speed.
Yep.
We're Sid and Macky, and for the past 6 years, we've been racing mountain bikes professionally and traveling in our van. This week, Macky will be racing Breck Epic, a 6-day mountain bike stage race at high elevation in Breckenridge, Colorado.
All right.
Over the course of the week, Macky will race for 215 miles and climb upwards of 35,000 feet. And he'll be doing it all with only one gear.
All right, Mike has sent me my race plan for Breck Epic. He says, it's a lot because Breck is a lot, and I wanted to get it to you early to give you time to go through it and ask questions. I just opened it. It's the night before the race. I didn't want to think about it. This race plan's different because it's more focused on the steps you take off the bike. Okay, fair enough. On the bike, he basically says, don't worry about the metrics, don't worry about the stages, like focus on the stage you're on, the race you're doing, until you're done, and then you can start thinking about the next day. His focus points are 1, keep moving forward. Do everything in your power to keep moving at all times. Doesn't matter the speed, just keep moving. Riding, walking, doesn't matter. Moving forward is moving forward. Number 2, limit the amount of time you spend at aid stations, 3 minutes or less. That shouldn't be a problem. Hike a bike, there's plenty of it. Take big steps, keep looking ahead, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Rain, cold, basically, if it starts raining and I get cold, put on a jacket. And then number 5 is nutrition and hydration. He says, this is an eating contest while mountain biking. Unless you're descending, try to eat between 100 to 150 calories every 30 minutes, alternating between real food and engineered food. Then just keep taking in fluids all day long. If you feel mentally tired, it probably means you're behind on hydration. What? It says try not to nap.
What? After the race?
Mike?
During the race.
No, after the race.
Why not?
It says try not to nap. Instead of napping, go to bed earlier. Man, I was already looking forward to my naps for this week. That is harsh.
You've done that in the past and it worked for you. I would keep doing it. I
Man.
don't think he realizes.
I'm just throwing this email out.
I don't think he realizes you'll still go to bed at 8:30.
Yeah, it's true, I will. I think my bike is all ready to go for tomorrow. This is the same bike I raced at National Championships, so it's the Niner Air 9 RDO, but I've made a couple of changes. First of all, I got my decals on. Niner had these awesome decals made for me to celebrate my winning national championships. So it makes the bike really cool in red, white, and blue. Even customized that part. And then got my name on it, so that's super exciting. And then I changed tires, so I've still got a Vittoria Mezcal on the back, but I put on a 2.1 and the XC trail casing because I know the trails here in Breck are extremely rough and rocky with sharp rocks. And on the front, same thing, stuck with the Vittoria Barzo, but also did the XC trail casing in a 2.25. And then probably the most significant thing is that I put on a Fox 34 120 millimeter fork instead of the Fox 32 100 millimeter that I had on. I wanted more suspension and stiffer because the descents here are big and rough and rocky and rowdy. So I figured that was worth it. I will be running plate number 76. Keeping the dropper post on, definitely want that for this race. And the Velo Senso race saddle, which is the oil slick one. Still got the single speed drivetrain, obviously, since I'm racing single speed. XTR 12 speed crankset. And then I've decided to go for a 30 in the front and a 20 in the back, at least for this first day, and see how that feels, because I know there's a ton of climbing, 6-day stage race. And then Expedo CXR Pro pedals. I've got the Stages power meter on the left side there. Oh yeah, the other change I made is sticking with the XTR 2-piston brakes, but I put 180 mil rotor on the front just to give myself a little more braking power. So that's the bike, all set to go. It's been riding really well for my Breck Epic training camp. I'm feeling good about the changes I made. I guess we'll find out tomorrow whether or not they were the right choices.
Rice cakes, 190 calories.
Okay.
Package of chews, 70 calories.
Okay.
Bar, 220. It's crazy how much more calories is in this than this.
Well, those are all full of air. They're airy rices. So basically a bar plus chews is 300 calories, which is what I should be eating every hour. I agree with you, I should have all 3 in each
Okay.
aid station bag. What I need to eat per race day is like 5 things.
Okay, so you will try not to eat 3 packs of chews every day because then we will be out of chews a lot faster.
Yes, correct. So the race bags, you drop them off in the morning, and then they take, you can actually choose which one you want in which aid station, but they take the bags to the aid stations for you, you roll up, there are volunteers there who help you get your bag, and then you can take whatever you want out of your bag, put stuff in there, etc., and keep moseying along. My estimate is that most of the days will take between 4 and 5 hours. That's just my estimate that I sort of pulled out of nowhere. That's not true, it's not out of nowhere. That's my estimate. So if each stage has at least 2 aid stations, I need to do 2 bottles before each aid station, get 2 new bottles, do those 2 bottles, like etc. I basically need to do 2 bottles every hour and a half.
Okay, so we're gonna do water in the purple bottles, mix in these. I feel like it makes sense to have it be clear when you pick up the bag in case you're only taking one.
Which one is which? Yes.
To review, in your bag, we have drink mix in the scratch bottle, water in the purple bottle, nutrition in the form of a Rice Krispie cake, a bar, and chews in each bag. You have a coat and an extra pair of gloves in each bag, 2 CO2s, a tube, a spare chain, and brake pads, and more plugs, and an extra head. So you are pretty much prepared for...
Hey, I've raced Breck Epic before. It's like a zombie apocalypse out there. So Mike says under equipment prep, do the cleaning and maintenance of your bikes right after eating. If you sit or lay down, it will be much harder to get going again. And then Sid pointed out that she runs a YouTube channel dedicated
That's
to
not what I said.
repairing and maintaining bicycles.
I said you don't have to do any of your own bike maintenance, unless it's something complicated, which point you have to sit on the couch and tell me what to do.
This is excellent. I did not realize the myriad benefits of teaching Sid.
I thought that was the whole point.
Well, I didn't realize that it was going to benefit me so specifically. This is amazing.
You're in such a big debt right now. You're running such a big hole.
It is true. I'm very much in the red right now.
7:50, bedtime in 10 minutes.
Excellent.
All right.
That Sid is amazing. She even organized my clothes into bags so they wouldn't get confused and accidentally wear the wrong thing or not have enough clothes.
Here's Macky's breakfast. We have 3 eggs, 2 pancakes, peaches, maple syrup. As our friend Megan used to say during BC Bike Race.
Eating wins races.
Thank you.
Oh, Macky.
You nervous?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
I mean, given that I had dreams about racing cross-country skiing last night, which I've never done in my entire life.
Was it like you were doing a bike race and all of a sudden you were on cross-country skis, or was everyone on cross-country skis?
I was cross-country ski racing, but then I'm pretty sure somehow it transitioned to bike racing, but not on snow. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I woke up and I was like, geez, I'm stressed.
Good luck, go crush them.
Today's stage starts on the south side of town with a 600-foot paved climb up Boreas Pass Road before dropping into single track for a quick 500-foot descent, followed by a long 5.5-mile climb up to 11,000 feet. Then there's a fast 700-foot dirt road descent and another climb back up to 11,000 feet, at which point it passes through Aid Station 1 at 14.3 miles.
76.
Next up is a mellow climb followed by a fun single track descent, a road descent, and then Aid Station 2 at 21 miles.
Nice work, man.
What do you want?
Just the bottle, the water one.
After a steep climb back up to 11,000 feet, the rest of the stage has a few short climbs but is primarily downhill to the finish with a total distance of 35.7 miles and 5,700 feet of climbing. Sorry. No, you're good, man. Looks like an excellent place to practice the old walking skills.
Right.
Coming by your left.
Everyone, baby.
76.
81, 81.
Yeah, I'll swap both of those. Let's take this guy.
Need new gloves or anything?
That, no, I think I'm good. Thank you.
You are welcome, buddy. Take care. Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Nice work,
Thank you. What do you want? Just the bottle, the water one. Okay. I lost the other one on the descent.
Keep crushing.
Good job, man.
One gear.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, Macky came through aid station 2. He looked really good. I only got up there like 2 minutes before he came through, so I don't know where he was in the overall. Someone said less than 20 people had come through, which is awesome because he's on single speed. And he looked good. He didn't take very much. He said something like, oh, I just went through aid station 1. So it must not have been it was 7 miles, but it must have been fairly downhill or something because he did that really quick and apparently did not do any food and water. So he did take a water bottle because he had lost the other one. I guess it fell out of his bike, which is always a bummer on these races, but kind of a thing that happens when you're riding a hardtail on really bouncy descents. I'm sure he doesn't know where he lost it, or he probably would have stopped and gotten it because you do not want to lose your water. But luckily, he was able to get more water. He didn't take any food. Weather is amazing. It had started raining a little bit, like right after he started, and I got a little nervous because there was a stage here the last time he did it, so like 8 years ago, that was so wet and rainy and everybody was like completely hypothermic and it was horrible. But today is gorgeous. So I'm just kind of piddling around on the e-bike, killing time till he comes through that next section at the bottom.
All right, I figure I'm about, well, maybe a little past halfway on the day. I'm at an hour 55, 20.8 miles, 3,500 feet climbed. And I have to say that today, my legs pretty much feel like garbage. I keep like checking to see if my wheel is spinning freely, my cranks are spinning freely, because it just feels like it's harder to pedal than it should be. And maybe that's because I didn't do some openers yesterday to flush the legs out. Maybe I'm still tired from last week, or maybe it's just a legs feeling crappy day. And sometimes those happen. But the one thing I've learned is even if your legs feel crappy, that is not an excuse to go slower. So it's not as fun, but you can ride just as hard when your legs feel bad. So that is my goal, is to just keep spinning, keep moving forward, like Mike said, and see what happens. Well, I have to say, I seem to be in no man's land where there's nobody all that close to me. I know there's a guy on gears behind me, not too far, and there's another single speed guy behind him, but I don't know who's in front of me, and I would really like to catch somebody, because it's more fun descending when there's somebody in front of you or when you're catching someone. So I guess what that means is I need to kick it into gear and see if I can catch somebody. Then I wouldn't be lonely anymore. The problem is, anything that's flat, the geared guys just go so much faster. But as long as it's climbing, I'm okay. There's another person. Excellent.
One of these guys could be Macky, but I think that was 15th. I don't know why we're swerving around so much. Yeah, Macky. Looking good. Nice job, both of you. Woohoo! Looking awesome. Final push. Don't give up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Looking strong, you guys are almost done, woo!
Closing in on the finish. I think I'm like 3-ish miles out currently, and a couple hundred feet of climbing. I want to take a quick second to say thank you to our Patreon team, because they are the ones who make it possible for us to do this channel. And they're the reason that I wear a camera for races like this. So if you enjoy these videos, join me in saying thank you to our Patreon team. Leave them a comment, let them know you appreciate their support of us. And if you want to be part of that support, join us on Patreon, because it's an awesome group of people and they really are the ones who make it possible for us to do this YouTube channel and film all these races. I understand some people are not in a financial position to support us on Patreon. Totally understand. If you can't, at the very least hit that subscribe button. That lets us know that you guys appreciate what we're doing. And now, totally out of breath. Snake right here. Thanks. Keep it up. Gotta have some fun, you know?
Looking good, Macky. Sprint it out, sprint it out. Actually, you don't have to, it's okay.
He'll be your race leader tomorrow in the single speed category. At a Gunnison, 3 turbos.
This is service in the rain. They're washing my bicycle for me.
So how the bike feel?
Bike felt pretty good.
Mechanics to report.
Well, I spent like the first half, well, maybe more than that, maybe the first 2/3, feeling like there was more resistance, and I was trying to figure out if my hub was being weird or my cranks were being weird, and then I decided that perhaps it was my legs that were being weird.
I'm now very tired. I actually felt fairly good after the race. I wasn't as tired as I expected to be, which was great. Came back here, ate some lunch, took a nap, and then I started getting more and more tired as time wore on. I was first of the single speeders on the day, which was awesome, so I have a leader's jersey to wear tomorrow. And I was also 14th overall, which I'm really stoked about. I was sort of hoping to be top 20, so 14th is great. And I'm hoping that I can ride consistently over the next 5 days and potentially move up a little bit in the overall. Closer to top 10 would be really awesome. I mean, today was a good day. I did well, I raced well, that was awesome. I did not feel great. My legs were definitely just didn't feel good today. Hopefully they'll feel better later in the week, but it doesn't really matter. Like, you need to just ride hard and push it regardless of how you feel. So that's what I focused on today. I had a great time riding with Ben, who was the single speeder in the video with the awesome pink socks. He and I rode together a bunch, had fun going back and forth until the high point after aid station 1, which point I think I put some time on him on the descent, and then ended up, I think, 11 minutes ahead. So I've got a nice gap right now going into day 2, but one thing I have learned about Breck Epic is anything can happen. I'm pleased with how day 1 went. I'm really stoked to be racing Breck Epic again, and I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. So thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the video of day 2. And in the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome.